Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing just about everything that we know about the upcoming Star Wars The Acolyte coming to Disney Plus next year. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it. Stay tuned, we're talking plot details, cast, release date, and so much more for The Acolyte. In this video we are going to be taking a read from space.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below. The upcoming Star Wars series The Acolyte will bring the High Republic era into live action and explore the dark side of the Force. With The Acolyte now on the horizon finally, we're now deep into Disney and Lucasfilm's plans for Star Wars TV shows on their streaming service, Disney Plus. Alongside with The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew, these shows are all building towards a big event movie that was something announced at the beginning of this year at Star Wars Celebration by Dave Filoni, as he is announced and confirmed to be directing and writing his own Mandoverse cultimation movie. This latest entry is our first live-action exploration of the High Republic era, though, of the Star Wars timeline, being The Acolyte. The Acolyte has nothing to do with this Mandoverse, and much rather, actually, for anything, takes place over 100 years before the events of the Skywalker saga and the Phantom Menace. The overall High Republic multimedia initiative mostly developed through books and novels and comics so far, created and expanded on a period that bridges the distant times of the famous Old Republic and the events that lead into the Phantom Menace. This era lasts around 400 years and was defined by the Galactic Republic and the Jedi Order having a golden age before their downfall. While it's largely considered an era of simple peace, insidious forces worked to rip apart the Republic and the Jedi in the assumed absence of the Sith. We are initially expecting that The Acolyte is going to drop during the first half of 2024. However, that release window isn't really locked in anymore, especially after all of the delays related to the WGA, Writers Guild of America, and the SAG-AFTRA actors strikes that had put Hollywood on hold for the year. And briefly, as I had also mentioned, Star Wars Skeleton Crew was supposed to be released next, actually in late November or December of this year. The most likely scenario now is that John Watts' Star Wars show will arrive in late winter or early spring, pushing The Acolyte's release schedule into the summer of 2024 much rather. I really do believe that The Acolyte's only option to be released is going to be in the summer. This is also something confirmed by Disney CEO Bob Iger himself, saying that yeah, The Acolyte is going to be releasing in 2024, and 2024 again is a pretty awesomely stacked year for Star Wars content over on the streaming platform. I have a whole nother video here on the channel already discussing everything that we know here and that we're getting here in the next year of 2024 for Star Wars content. We go over Star Wars Skeleton Crew. We have The Acolyte releasing in the summer/springtime. Skeleton Crew is releasing at the beginning of the year. Oh yeah, we also have The Bad Batch Season 3, its third and final season, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, and Andor Season 2. So clearly there's a lot going on, and they have to kind of play their cards right to organize everything, make sure there's not really any overlapping. I feel certain that one show is probably going to end up overlapping. It'll probably be one of the animated shows. But with all of that in mind, it seems that the only likely release option that The Acolyte does have that's like an available window would have to be during the late spring or over the summer of next year. And while I think that it's pretty much a given, as I've mentioned it several times throughout this video, the only place to watch The Acolyte is going to be on Disney Plus. Into the regards of any and all plot details that we know here about The Acolyte, buckle up for this one. The Acolyte has been described by Lucasfilm themselves as a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. In this story, a former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master in order to investigate and solve a series of crimes, but the Jedi will reportedly encounter sinister forces that pose a threat to both the Jedi Order and the Republic. The early teaser trailer for The Acolyte was shown at Star Wars Celebration this year exclusively to attendees, but of course has leaked around online. It's described as a dark thriller of sorts with plenty of Force-powered martial arts, action, and Jedi lore going on, but further details about the sinister characters at the center of the story were really kept in the shadows and under wraps. The preview ended up with a sizable group of Jedi Knights firing up their lightsabers before facing unknown enemies. One of the cast members, who's said to be playing a Jedi in the show, Daphne Keane, had teased that the show is kind of an explanation of how the Sith had been able to infiltrate the Jedi, which indicates that we could meet Darth Plagueis, the master of Sheev Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, or even in that case, we could meet Palpatine himself as well. Mind you though, The Phantom Menace showed us the Jedi Order disregarded Qui-Gon Jinn's warnings about the Sith returning, claiming that they had fully defeated over 1,000 years ago during this era. So whatever happens in this show with the dark side and potential Sith figures shouldn't contradict that crucial part of the Order's ultimate downfall that we do see for the Jedi. There's also the possibility of the anarchist Nihil Marauders or their remnants showing up somehow, some way, since they've been the main villains of this High Republic era so far throughout their books, and they've been confirmed to appear in the in-development Star Wars Eclipse video game that seems super far out. Anyway, as I had also mentioned into the regards of the actual trailer itself for the Acolyte, through some leaked footage from the last Star Wars Celebration made its way online. Disney and Lucasfilm haven't released any official trailers or previews of the Acolyte quite yet, but definitely expect this to change in the coming months. We'll be keeping you guys updated with that and every other bit of Star Wars news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns that we get here on the channel, especially as we move past Skeleton Crew in early 2024. We'll definitely probably get some type of an official trailer for the Acolyte by then. So into those regards, who's a part of this stacked and talented cast of the Acolyte? The main cast of the Acolyte was officially unveiled by Disney Plus and Lucasfilm of November of last year, 2022. It includes the likes of Amandla Steinberg, Lee Jung-jae, Manny DeCinto, Daphne Keane, Jodie Turner-Smith, Rebecca Henderson, Charlie Barnett, Dean Charles Chapman, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Joonas Sutomos, who plays Chewbacca in Solo: A Star Wars Story and throughout the sequel movies. Currently, we don't have any other potential cameos of well-established Star Wars characters, but we can suspect that there might not be too many actually, and this has to be proven as a good point for the show, something fresh and new, but something familiar at the same time, as the story takes place roughly 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. That doesn't rule out the possibility of having Yoda appear at some point, as he is over 800 years old by the time that we find him in Return of the Jedi. And so, lastly, into the regards of the Acolyte's talented directors, writers, and crew members, the Acolyte comes from creator, showrunner, and executive producer Leslie Headland, and began production in the UK in late of last year, 2022. The executive producers are Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy, Simon Emanuel, Jeff King, and Jason Misicalf. Ryan Roberts and Damon Anderson are producing as well. Leslie Headland will also direct the series' first episode. Word on the street is that Loki Season 1 director Kate Herron and Alex Garcia Lopez, who's a director of a couple episodes of The Witcher, were also approached to join the directing team of the show, but we don't have any official roster of directors nor writers quite yet, aside from Leslie Headland. This year all being said, guys, this year is just about everything that we know about the upcoming Acolyte coming out on Disney Plus next year, probably around the summer or spring, having that kind of release date. Expect a trailer in the coming months, in the early months of 2024 at that. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions and theories in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.